Some rides are short, just a run to grab coffee. But even a short ride can feel like a return to something real, because riding isn't just motion, it's meaning. It's not about the destination. It's about reclaiming presence in a world that's always racing ahead, about clarity in a life full of noise, about feeling your body, your breath, your mind, all sync up in a rhythm that only two wheels seem to unlock. This kind of passion, deep, irrational, driven, exists far beyond motorcycles. It shows up in other worlds, too. A real estate agent walks into a cracked old bungalow and doesn't see what's there. They see what could be. They walk families through empty rooms and somehow see birthdays, arguments, and late-night talks that haven't happened yet. Not because they're selling walls and roofs, but because they believe in what homes mean. Event organizers take on chaos no one sees. They negotiate permits, chase sponsors, juggle weather forecasts, lose sleep, all for the chance to give a crowd one perfect weekend. They believe in the feeling a well-run event can spark, and what community looks like when it comes alive. It doesn't make sense on paper, but passion rarely does. The best work comes from the same place riders chase: the gut, the heart, that quiet voice saying, "This matters, don't let go." Look closely, and you'll find that same voice in other vocations. Motorcycle shop owners who haven't turned a real profit in years, yet open the doors every day. They patch tires, troubleshoot carbs, explain chain slack to first-time riders, not because they have to, but because they remember the first time they kicked over an engine and it came to life. Because they know someone else's story might start today in their shop. In editing suites, creators and filmmakers work into the night, hours of raw footage, lined up like puzzle pieces. They chase rhythm, silence, emotion. They cut seconds, rearrange sequences, watch the same frame 20 times, just to make sure it feels right. They may never hear applause, but they know when the cut lands, someone out there will feel it, and that's enough. Even accountants so often outside the spotlight quietly chase perfection, not out of vanity, but out of pride. The good ones protect people, businesses, futures, through spreadsheets, formulas, compliance. It's a different kind of balance. Passion shows up wherever someone chooses to care deeply, to go further than required, to do it right even when no one's watching. That's what riders understand instinctively, the difference between doing something and doing it with heart. There's another world where that obsession lives. High-energy particle physics, not the everyday kind of work. This is digging into the subatomic fabric of the universe, building massive machines to study particles that disappear in less than a trillionth of a second. For most, it's invisible, unreachable. But to those few who chase it, it's the ultimate truth. The idea that something so small, so brief, can help explain everything. They work for years, sometimes decades, for discoveries most people will never hear about. Because to them, understanding is worth the cost. Riders chase the edge of physics too. Lean angle, traction, inertia. Not consciously, not academically, but through feel, through risk, through knowing exactly how far is too far, and going just shy of it. Every vocation touched by passion works the same way. Whether building a story, a spreadsheet, a racetrack, a home, a theory, or a life, each one takes people just slightly beyond reason, beyond logic, into a space where only care, courage, and creativity can survive. It's not about being seen. It's not about proving anything. It's about doing something with soul. What makes a ride special isn't always the road. It's how the road is taken. Any trip could be a blur of errands, But when riding becomes ritual, even a coffee run becomes meditation. Throttle control becomes breath control. Focus sharpens. Distractions fall away. Some call it flow. Some call it freedom. For riders, it's just normal. And that's why they keep coming back. Not for speed, not for noise, but for the moment when everything lines up, and for a few minutes, nothing else matters. This is why we ride. To remember who we are, to quiet the world, to feel what it means to care too much about something most people don't understand. And in doing so, to connect with everyone who does. Because the real estate agent who hands over the key, the event planner waking up before dawn, the shop owner helping a new rider find their bike, the editor finishing the last cut, the accountant filing just before the deadline, the physicist staring down the fabric of existence, and the rider heading toward a cup of coffee, all share one thing: passion. The road doesn't ask questions. It simply reflects back what's already inside. That's why we ride. Not to escape life, but to remember what it feels like to truly live it. There's a racer out there right now, wrenching on a bike in a dim garage. No big team, no factory support, just a national series entry, a pit tent held down by sandbags, and belief. Not belief that they'll win, belief that they belong there. They line up beside bikes worth more than their yearly income. Riders backed by sponsors and full-time mechanics. But when the lights go out, the stopwatch doesn't care who has a custom trailer. The underdog doesn't race to prove others wrong. They race to prove themselves right. Right about what they're capable of. Right about what passion looks like in its purest form, unfunded, undeterred. Racing at that level, chasing tenths, adjusting sag, feeling tire slip at the edge. It's both art and obsession. It's not just about victory. It's about doing something great, even if no one sees it. That mindset of chasing mastery with limited tools and limitless heart isn't exclusive to the grid. It lives in the film editor who stays up all night recutting a sequence no one asked them to fix. In the accountant double-checking every column, not for praise, but for precision. In the physicist chasing subatomic ghosts across billion-dollar equipment to uncover a deeper truth about the universe. They all know what it means to be obsessed with detail, driven by a sense of purpose others might call unreasonable. It's what riding teaches us. Do it for the love. Do it like no one's watching. Do it because your spirit can't settle for ordinary. And just like that, the ride ends not at a summit cafe or some artisan espresso bar where the crema is blessed by monks, but at a McDonald's. There's something poetic about it, really. All that throttle, thought, and philosophy for a $2 coffee served by a teenager counting down the minutes to break. No hand-tamped portafilters. No beans from volcanic slopes. No latte art. Just beep. Next window, please. And yet, somehow it's perfect. Not technically perfect. Not a barista's masterpiece, but perfectly timed, because that cup, handed through a sliding window with exactly zero ceremony, still hits right. Maybe it's the contrast. The hum of the engine, still in your bones. The helmet hair. The bugs on your visor. The sound of the world finally muted. And then this. A hot, slightly overfilled paper cup that tastes like a small reward. A nod from the universe. It's funny how something so ordinary can feel like exactly what you needed. Not because of what it is, but because of what got you there. That's the beauty of the ride. It transforms even the mundane into a kind of ritual. A McDonald's coffee becomes a victory lap. A small celebration for pushing through, for chasing something hard, knowing full well nobody's watching. And maybe that's the secret. Greatness isn't always measured by who sees it. Sometimes it's a racer finishing last, but faster than they've ever been. Sometimes it's a barista perfecting a pour no one will notice. And sometimes it's just a rider, sitting alone in a parking lot, helmet beside them, coffee in hand, smiling for no reason at all.